Always forget to do that. I do apologize about that.
Have you changed over to the game?
I have now, yes.
Ah, yes, okay. Probe coming around for the scout. See what is what? The answer is no shenanigans. We go ahead and harass this SCV a bit. Another SCV comes off the line, as they do.
Okay.
Reaper on the way.
So, stats pretty much just destroyed Cure. What do you do of your bunny?
I mean, I think the trick here is don't get to the late game versus stats, right?
Yeah, I gotta say, just try and cheese the heck out of him. The one game we saw Cure win.
Yep. It was showing up at an unexpected time with a weird composition, and he just won.
Something that you should not do is lose your Reaper right out the gate.
No, not recommended. Not a good start there.
Yeah, that is a disastrous start, as a matter of fact, for Bunny. Losing your Reaper just for free? No good. Adept is crossing the map for stats. Going to be shading towards that natural base command center.
Hides inside the bunker so as to stay alive. But yeah, as long as this base is done, Bunny shouldn't be too worried about this early harassment at all. Well, I kind of feel like maybe you could shade over there and pick off one of those SCVs.
That's what I was... Oh!
No!
Why wait?
There you go.
Says stats. Instead, just a stalker comes and annihilates the poor thing. Poor SCV. It's a hard life.
Phoenix production has begun from stats, as we're seeing down here in the main base. Raven on the way from Bunny.
Oh, I like this.
Me too. I like Ravens in TvP. Go ahead and interference matrix on a Colossus or an Immortal. Totally remove it from the play. You can harass with the auto turret. I mean, anti-armor missile is always good. Just feel like we should see more Ravens in TvP. They're pretty much a staple in TvT. We don't usually see them in TvZ, but TvP I'd like to see more.
Yeah, Ravens are pretty darn good units. Then just opening up with one also gives you a base counter to a Dark Templar rush.
Yeah, totally. Which is not what this is, but still, you're safe.
Mm-hmm.
The robotics facility going to finish up here for stats. Again, another Phoenix on the way. Good, it's good to have the Phoenix for lifting and killing stuff, checking for medevacs that are trying to come murder you. Just good map presence to have with those guys. And where's the Raven going? Just hanging out, generating some energy here. Widowmine placed in a spot where an Oracle will die if it tries to make a beeline for that mineral line. Very well placed here. It's always just a bit of a mind game where to place that Widowmine if you're trying to catch an Oracle. Robotics Bay at 5 minutes. Like, stats is very, very quickly working his way up.
Yeah.
Go for that splash damage, whether it's going to be for the Colossus or the Disruptors or both. Or porque no los dos, as they say.
He likes his tech. He really likes his tech.
And it's smart having the available options. It's just like, I need this. It's nice to be able just to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Third base on the way from stats, and the trick for Protoss is you don't have to kill your own workers to make buildings. So hey, make all the tech buildings you want.
That is a plus of the race. Stats eats a Widowmine shot, but he's of course gonna kill the mine as vengeance. If you're Bunny, like, what do you even do with how stats is opening up? Like, He's just such a god tier defensive Protoss. Like, you can't imagine you're going to get a drop that'll get too much damage done. You can't sit back and, like, max out because Stats has amazing late game control.
You just go.
Just, like, pull the boys and go or something?
Yeah, he's going to try to protect the Raven a little bit here, it looks like. Oh, never mind. It's going to lag behind.
Yeah, I honestly would not mind, like, a boy pulling right now. From Stats or from Bunny. I mean, not in this scenario, of course. Well, even maybe. Like, pull the boys and just go for it, because killing Stats is kind of a necessity. He's got the Colossus, just one out at the minute. Couple of sentries, the Phoenix don't really help out against SCVs.
Kind of feel like you just disable the Colossus, and I don't know if anything else here is all that scary, to be honest.
Yeah, the sentries by time, though, they just toss down force fields, and there we go.
Yeah,
so only a few units get through. The interference matrix wears off, and Stats retreats to a shield battery. There is a tank getting set up for Bunny, which is nice. The force fields will wear down, but now there's two Colossus. The Phoenix can lift up these units. One of the Colossus does get interference matrix, but the bio is already running away. The Phoenix just lifting up units, killing off medivacs. Oh gosh, yeah, what a slaughter.
The Phoenix are just paying for themselves so well here. Going after medivacs. Another one does get picked off by those Marines, but the medevac goes down anyway. 2 medevacs remaining, and Bunny is in full retreat. Third base getting constructed by him on site, but Stats third has been running for some time now. Like, Stats is just ahead.
Yeah, Bunny has just been shut down his attack. I don't know what to say. I think Bunny should have tried to pull the boys, in my opinion. Not that it would have worked, but yeah, it would have been an all or nothing. At least he'd know, right?
Yeah.
At least he'd know whether he was dead.
True fact. Ghost Academy finishing up. Maybe some real nice EMPs could be enough to turn the tide here. He's making 4 Vikings at a time now. A lot of what we saw from Cure against Stats, that Stats seemed perfectly reasonably able to handle.
Yeah, triple Ghost production from Bunny. No enhanced shockwaves, making 4 Vikings at a time. Maybe we are going to see that SCV pull. A couple of Ghosts, some Vikings.
There's your enhanced
boys.
shockwave getting started now.
Okay.
I don't know. Bunny seems pretty content just to sit back and try to win this thing traditionally.
Stats is getting up an extra Robo. He's already got 3 Colossus out. I imagine we'll see a few Disruptors getting thrown out soon. Get up Psystorm, all that good stuff. Maybe Bunny can get a drop-off? When the Protoss player is entirely relying on Phoenix, but then at the same time I check the main, and there's 10 Zealots just chilling there. I was about to say, you can sometimes get a drop-off against Phoenix if the Protoss is out of position, but 10 Zealots is a little unfriendly to a drop.
It is, but they're vacating the main, making it a little bit open to that sort of thing. It's just everything Bunny has. There you go. Vikings finally moving in. There's something to do with the Colossus. Like right now, there just wasn't to this point.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a chance that Bunny can take a fight. Stats is adding on a few Disruptors, though, which will make his army have a lot more bite to it. Does Bunny just want to fight here, or... I'm not sure.
Sure looks like he's kind of hunting down the army right now. He scans it, he sees it. He's going up the ramp. Try to get a couple EMPs off on the Colossus would be my guess, and then burn him down with the Vikings if he can pull it off.
Yeah.
So touchy. Such a touchy situation here for Bunny.
There's the fight. Colossus being targeted down by the Vikings. Bio kiting back. The Colossus is being kept alive, but it actually dies, even though it had that shield overcharge. Bunny's kiting back with his bio against all the Zealots. I mean, an okay trade. All the Colossus are gone.
Yeah, not bad at all here. And the Zealots take forever to kill. Reinforcements coming in here from Bunny, but not enough. Big reinforcement from Stats, too. Bunch of Zealots there. Bunny's 4th base, again, denied there, which hurts if he's trying to keep up here.
What an interesting fight.
Yeah, it kind of went okay for Bunny. I don't know if it was the worst.
Yeah, he's got a decent amount of bio coming out. Really, the only scary part of Stats Army right now, I'd say, is the disruptors that are coming in from the rear. And there's going to be 4 of them. So this is where it'll be tricky for Bunny. He was building a 4th. That's going to get canceled. The problem is right now he's really bogged up. There's going to be 4 disruptors coming forward, tossing a Nova, 1 Nova, 2 Nova. We'll probably see a Nova 3 and then a Nova 4 shortly after, completely zoning Bunny away as 14 SCVs get killed in the main base by Zealots. What a move from Stats.
Ah, the Zealot Warping is always so brutal here, man. A big Nova on those SCVs would be massive for Stats right now. He's thinking about it. Where's
Bunny
the cooldown?
splits, but he's out of here. GG.
Doesn't matter. GG. All right. Quick 1-0 lead here for Stats in this best of 7 series. Looks like we're going to be on Golden Wall for the next map. Bunny wants to mix it up. Wants to dirty the pool a bit, which I can definitely support in this situation. As always, check out the Matcherino link up top above the chats that you're looking at. I know you're looking at those chats. Just use code AW60 over at the Matcherino page to donate free money to these players. Free money. Ain't nothing in this world is free, but actually those coupon codes totally are. So let's hop in to our next match here. Stats got to be feeling pretty good about this. And again, it just seems like Bunny should try to just mix it up. Try to get in there early, do some things that maybe Stats isn't prepared for. But I know that's a tall order. It's much easier said than done.
Okay, everyone's ready to go. Looks like Zest just showed up, but a little bit too late, unfortunately.
Oh, did he? Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Way she goes sometimes.
It is. I hope his computer's okay.
Yeah.
So Golden Wall, a map that is often very vetoed in these very scenarios, but today Bunny's like, you know,
Well, I guess
let's
it's
do
loser
this.
pick, and Terran likes the map, so
Yeah, it's fair.
Bunny says, now's my time to play on Golden Wall. And here he is in the bottom right-hand side of it.
And in the bottom left, his name is Stats.
Yeah, Golden Wall is a pretty good map for Terran, I think.
Explain how.
I'm not a pro gamer, but I think one of the things that makes it really good for Terran is the amount of dead space. And so it's really easy for Terran to harass. Like, Terran's harass isn't hindered because of medivacs and liberators and such. Whereas Terran doesn't have to necessarily worry about defense because the natural's incredibly easy to defend. And then you can take the back third base if you like, or just expand freely. And there's really only one attack path you have to worry about. So, like, Zerg can't really do easy healing run-bys on this map, I don't think. Then I guess same goes for Zealot run-bys. You still have to worry about a Prism for Terran, but even the main's not that big, so it's not like Prism can easily sneak into your base. So,
Okay.
I think that's why it's pretty good for Terran.
We can support that.
Yeah, a big point, I think, is just the main one linear attack path, really.
Yeah, Terran loves that stuff.
I saw Skillis contributed $5 to get the event replays. And that could be Pro Gamer Skillis. In which case,
Whoa.
hello.
Yeah, how's it going, man? Skell's a great player for sure.
Yeah, always fun to watch. Stargate from stats. I definitely don't mind the choice of a Stargate on a map like Golden Wall. As I said, lots of airspace, really. I mean, technically this is ground space, but early on it's just airspace.
It's very airspace, yes. Tricky that way.
Look at this gateway positioning from stats. What is this?
I don't know, it's weird. That poor probe has to, like, squeeze through.
It's a maze. Is what it is.
Pretty good if you get dropped. If there's a maze, enemy units have to kind of find their way through, but...
I mean, but then so do your units.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword.
I can just imagine stalkers funneling through into a bunch of Marines and Marauders.
It's like those stories you hear about people who've set up, like, booby traps in their house in case a burglar comes around and, like, they die by the trap every time. Seriously, every time.
Yeah.
They created a pit of lava underneath the floor of their living room in case their home was invaded, and they accidentally fell in and died. Like,
don't you hate it when that happens?
Seriously.
A pit of lava underneath their house.
Okay, no one's actually done that.
I mean, you never know.
I'd be impressed,
this
though.
isn't Minecraft, but
Right.
it could be.
How would you keep it hot? Like, can you just, like,
a hot
warm
plate
up?
or something? I don't know.
Yeah, right? Do you just, like...
You'd have to have, like, a magma crucible that's completely sealed or whatever, like, for like, a smelting pot or something.
Right.
With, like, molten iron in it. And then it just, like, opens and the person falls into it.
Yeah, exactly. But then, again, it never works the way the owner wants it to.
No.
You hear about a lot in hoarder homes, too, as this drop sneaks in.
Yeah, nice drop from Bunny.
Yeah, it gets everybody unloaded, which is like half the battle.
He doesn't have stim with this, though.
Here comes the Phoenix. Widowmine wants to fire on something.
It's an adept.
Yeah, we can see other ones there, too. Medevac's getting focused down here. Phoenix, though, taking some serious hits from the Marines, but there's just too much adept remaining, too much Phoenix remaining. That Medevac does go down. Remaining Marines get cleaned up quite easily, and Stats hold on.
Stats is so good at defending. It's not even fair.
It's not. It feels so futile sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, why even bother dropping stats? But then at the same time, it's like, wait, I have to drop stats because I need to slow them down, or I have to go into the late game against stats.
And the late game is worse.
I can't win.
Yeah, you're right, Kai. It's been all PvT today. We had some other stuff yesterday, but then the Zergs all lost, so no Zergs today.
Yeah, Dongregu died and Solar exploded.
Dongregu was up 2-0, man. He's doing all right.
I bet Dongregu versus stats would have been more interesting than the Zest versus stats than the Cure versus stats we had. And Dongregu went beast mode later on in the day too.
He sure did.
It's just the way she goes.
It is. Sometimes you're feeling it and you're not feeling it.
Way of the road, bubs. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't.
There's nothing really. He was worried about a Widowmine, right? That's why I didn't go in there, but... Is there anything defending those SCVs from all just dying?
Not really.
Okay. Just being careful.
This
all
one,
right,
Colossus.
Bunny's showing up. Pretty similar to what we saw in the last game. One Colossus available. Whoa, camera doing some sneaky stuff here. Some probes going down. The Mass Phoenix show up at your Medevac to chase it down, and super fancy overcharged shield battery does
nothing.
A little bit there, I guess.
Just because he can, really. All these units get lifted up.
Oh my gosh. It's just... It's so rough for Bunny right now.
Yeah, I'm mighty concerned for Bunny.
It's 45 to 29 army supply, yo.
It's wabbit hunting season.
You know they removed the Elmer Fudd gun from the Warner Brother collection over on Disney Plus?
They removed it?
They gave him like a scythe. So he's
What?
hunting Bugs Bunny with a scythe instead of like
That's
a
even
hunting
worse.
rifle. I know, it's weird.
A scythe?
I guess, yeah, guns are bad, I guess?
Those are for cutting grass,
Yeah,
not rabbits.
harvesting wheat, you know.
Elmer Fudd's about to harvest the shit out of Bugs Bunny. That's just so weird. Like, why? Like, is it because it's for kids or something?
I guess.
It's like, kids can't see guns.
Nope, guns are bad.
I don't understand.
I don't either. That's
But
where we're
it's
going.
Disney. They have a reputation to uphold. Or a very precise image
Yeah.
to maintain.
The evilest company with the strongest attempts to maintain a super wholesome image.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to hear us talking about them.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah, they're gonna come after us.
About 'em. Yeah.
You find like a severed head or something on your driveway? It was probably Disney.
Probably Disney. Stats just hanging around there by Bunny's Main, thinking about going in there. Taking his time. Enhanced Shockwave again here from Bunny. I don't know. Stats has his PvT strategy. He is not moving from it, so I think Bunny needs to mix it up. You really can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Yeah, like Stats has got 4 disruptors in a second. Or
Yeah.
20 seconds.
This is exactly what he had in the last game.
It's very similar to what Bunny has this game.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What's a bunny to do?
The warpin's happening in Stats.
Look at
There
this.
you go, and
Look at that.
Bunny's Main.
Stats is 8 gateways. Except he warped in 3 zealots ahead of time, so 11 zealots in Bunny's Main. And they're just going to kill the Marines and Marauders.
Not even really microwing all that hard either, unfortunately.
Stats just going to warp in some more, or is he going to go for an attack?
Ooh, he's worried about the Vikings coming back, though. Doesn't want to lose that warp prism. Coming into the third base, which Bunny is largely defending pretty effectively there, but that means another warping in the main is possible. I think Stats just sent some more zealots in.
Where's the prism? Did the prism die? Yes, it did.
Oh, you got it. Ooh. Warp prisms are fun.
At the same time, though, it's like... Disruptors. Maybe Bunny can take an engagement if Stats isn't paying attention. But Stats is so good. He's just going to drop, like, 4 force fields, wall out the Terran if Bunny tries to dive on his army. And if Bunny doesn't dive, then Stats is just going to pick him apart with Disruptors. The game's continuing on, though. Bunny actually with a 20 supply lead. Oh man, that disruptor count. Oh
Scary.
boy.
It's real intimidating. Bunny trying to come in for the flank, but obviously we see that coming.
Oh, there's one hit. A fine throw.
Dodge on that one. Colossus does go down.
Another one.
Decent hit.
Another one.
The dodges are pretty good from Bunny here. 1 Marine down is acceptable losses.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a disruptor nova.
That's what they say. That Colossus is like, there's like 10 Vikings, man. Just little old me. Although it's not getting focused down, so it's never mind, it's okay.
Yeah, the Phoenix are taking one for the team. A big zealot flank. Disruptor gets a huge connection. The EMPs were good for Bunny, but he doesn't have an army left to capitalize on them.
Yeah, Colossus is gone. Disruptor does get picked off there. That's a nice little victory, but just too
He
much
does
Protoss.
focus down the Disruptors, but
Ooh.
one gets a Nova off. Really, really key Nova at the end for Stats.
Yeah, major damage taken by both players there. It's only 34 to 46 army supply. Both players taking serious hits. 4 base to 4 base. I think Bunny's in the best position anyone's been versus Stats in a PvT today. At the 12-minute mark.
It's not horrible. I mean, he's on 4 bases.
Yep. Shadow Stride on the way from Stats. That's the new meta in PvT is Shadow Stride.
I'd like to see a drop or something at this point from Bunny.
Stats has decried it so.
Stats is looking good. Income stats. This seems like a questionable attack without any AoE, though. DT's now going to start moving in. Bunny has got a turret. He kills them. Really nicely done. Okay, this is looking promising.
Yeah, Bunny, Terran fans, rejoice a bit. Observation mode acquired. Warp Prism going in.
2 turrets in position. The DTs are going to land. Start attacking these units all the while as Bunny pulls back. Stats cues an attack towards the gold base. EMPs go down. The Marauders are going to have to dodge a Disruptor Nova. More units coming in. Ghost gets nuked by that Disruption Nova.
Why are the SUVs fighting? Get out of there, boys.
Oh, that was slick.
Fantastic.
I mean, Stats' army is so weak. That's the main thing, right? Like, if Bunny gets a good concave on this army, it will just melt against Bio. The challenge is Bunny getting that concave.
Yeah, Stats is just taking his side of the map pretty effectively here, not worrying about the gold base at all. Stats has more stuff in Bunny's main. Is that another DT that just got wiped out? Sure, think it was.
Oh, Bunny is on it this match. Checking for them DTs. The DTs are going to start hitting the army. Is the Ghost going to EMP? Yes, it will.
Yes.
The DTs do blink away. A fight now occurring on the 3rd. Disruption Nova's going out. Bunny's avoiding them so far.
Yeah, Bunny's doing okay. He's got this base top right. He should retake that one in a second here. He's down about 50 supply overall, which is a combination of workers and army, but army's close enough, I think, to hold on for the time being anyway.
Yeah. He's also starting to build up Liberators.
Hey, he's like, you know what? What I should do, I've heard smart people talk about doing here, is Liberators.
We'll see if it's going to work, though. I mean,
oh, poor Liberator.
Oh, this could be really good for Bunny. Stats' army is quite committed. However, Stats playing it pretty safe. He's got an attack heading toward... This is so odd. Stats is just like Disruptors and Colossus, bunch of Zealots, some Stalkers and DTs to the north. Let's go. The armies are going to join up. Could this be Bunny's window?
EMP on the DTs there, chasing in, trying to save the planetary. There's no immortals here, which helps a lot.
SCV's repairing so much on the PF. Bunny's coming in, trying to snipe down the Disruptors, but it seems like there's just too many. He's stimming in. A few Disruptors remain. There goes out one more Nova. The Colossus takes a bit of damage, but stays alive. And Stats gets away.
Big EMP retreating down the ramp, which Bunny does not want to go down. It's 164 to 117 supply. He's going down the ramp and just taking losses there. Stats says, job well done. No need to keep pushing in there. There's no new sources of income for Bunny now. Just happily enjoy my 80 workers and my huge income advantage. Make a few more stalkers, and we should be close to taking care of this soon.
Yeah, the supply lead for Stats is really significant at this point. The players are going to engage. Disruptor goes out, gets a ginormous connection, and Bunny taps out. GG Stats takes the 2-0 lead.
Yep, Stats just has his anti-Terran comp. If he can get there, he's really, really hard to deal with.
Yeah.
I mean, he made Cure look a little bit undermatched, and same thing here with Bunny now.
I'm not really sure what to say on Bunny's behalf. I mean, there was a reality in that game, which I imagine Bunny could have won. Say he catches stats out on the map, like,
Right.
and he
I
comes
agree.
in from a pretty decent angle, but stats never gave him that opportunity.
Nope. A little too cautious there. Too map aware was stats, which is what you want from your Protoss player. Looks like we're moving on to Ice and Chrome, a Bunny choice, one of the newer maps. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. Again, check out the Match Arena link if you haven't already. Got a little bit of time here before the match starts, so go ahead and hop over there, send them your AW60 coupon code, and then you can be back in time before you miss anything.
Yeah, you can do that lickety split.
Of course, these days, if you have multiple monitors, you could do both at the same time.
You can. You don't even have to take your eyes off the screen.
Nope. Well, maybe a little bit.
But even if you do, we'll be here when you get back.
We will. We're not going anywhere. Ice and Chrome.
The ice cream map. Here we are in the top right-hand side of the map. It's the Kazi Terran. He's Bunny.
And in the bottom left, he is legendary. You know him as Stat.
Yeah, he's just playing so well lately. What do you do of your Bunny?
I still think early timing attacks just show up with, like we saw with Cure, like show up at times where Stats is being a little bit greedy. He's a little bit vulnerable. Not expecting anything from the Terran player.
So it's got to be like an early attack then?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So maybe like a concussive shell opening or something like that? I don't know.
Pretty good.
It's tough to say because the way Stats is playing is that he's playing in a style that gives him an incredibly strong mid-game.
Yes.
By going for more gateways, fast Colossus, Phoenix, and then delaying his third base a minute or two.
Mm-hmm. Which is totally worth it.
And so a mid-game push isn't really an option.
No.
So yeah, it's got to be a super early game push or go into the late game. But you don't want to go into the late game against Stats.
I personally don't. I imagine some people would be, but not me.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some, like, what's the term? Masochists or whatever.
Yeah, masochists.
Yeah, who want to go into the late game against Stats. But the average Joe does not want to play against Stats in the late game.
No, Cyril does. Cyril's fine with it.
Yeah. Okay, Cyril's fine with that.
He is. He would love doing late game against Stats all day, every day.
Yeah, he'd probably really enjoy that practice.
Yeah, well, just because similarly, I like late game Protoss against Zerg right now. I just don't know what you do.
I mean, isn't it better since the Infestor nerf?
That's what they keep saying, but
we just haven't seen it, really.
Like, functionally, it just doesn't seem all that different. Zergs are like, fine, take away one of our toys. We've got a couple others we can roll with, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Make Vipers instead of Infestors.
Yeah. Just abduct all your big stuff. I don't know. I mean, I cast a game that was like a 2018 match between Cyril and Neeb that was like 40 minutes long. And Cyril made nothing but Roaches, Ravagers, and Hydras in that game.
Seriously?
That was it. Roach, Ravager, Hydra. Against anything that Neeb was making.
No spellcaster.
No spellcasters. No banelings. Like, none of the stuff that everyone complains about. It was just like, I'm going to do this.
Did he at least use Niduses?
Uh-uh.
What?
Nope. He's just running around.
So he just dodged Psystorms and stuff?
Yeah. Dodged Disruptor shots, Psystorms, like, dealt with Colossus. It was the craziest thing.
Cyril doesn't even care, man.
He doesn't. He's like, hey, all that stuff you guys complain about from Zerg, I'm not going to use any of it, and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
He's nuts.
He's really, really good. Now we see the Reaper coming in for Bunny. Sees the 3 gateways of Stats, so that'll indicate that Stats is probably playing 4 gates. And that you want to basically plan around that. I like this choice from Bunny, going for a Widowmine drop, then getting out a tank behind it. So the tank will help deal with Stalker pressure from Stats, whereas there's a chance, since Stats will probably want to be aggressive with his Stalkers, that the Widowmines will be able to get damage on Stats' side of the map.
The problem is, even if you don't have any Stalkers, the Widowmine's going to get, like, a kill. Just through probe
because he's
splitting.
Stats, right? And he'll just split.
Yeah, he doesn't need to kill the Widowmines. He just needs them to kill 1 probe at a time, which he can totally live with. So we'll see how this works out.
Okay, in goes the Widowmine drop, not waiting at all. Bunny goes for it. Mine's gonna unload, Stats pulls his probes. He selects his 2 targets. One of them doesn't even get a kill. Oh, that's so sad for Terran.
Less than 1 kill per Widowmine. Brutal.
Wow. The terrain on the bottom of this map is really pretty.
Kind of pretty, yeah. Looks like ice flows, like Antarctica stuff.
Yeah. It's really cool.
It is. I like the snow maps. They're fun. So, fun fact about Brood War. Snow maps are not actually appreciated. Oh, never mind. We've Link Stalkered in. Do a little bit of shenanigans here. We're going to let the tank fire on us a whole bunch, which is fine. Viking chasing away that War Prism. Did he
5
probes
probes
back in here?
Yep, he went back in.
Oh, yeah, main base. Nice.
So you were saying about Brood War maps?
Yeah, snow tile maps in Brood War are too bright, and so the players don't like playing on them. So it's really hard to find a professional game on a snow map because they never make it into the tournament map pools.
Huh.
Which is a bummer.
Can't they just, like, turn down the snow?
I don't know. I don't know why they can't fix it, but it's been that way for, like, 20 years now, so...
It's kind of funny.
There'd be a way.
Alright, pros, turn the gamma down on your monitors. We're loading into the snow map.
Right. I think that'd be enough. But nope. Like, it's the point that I can post a video that just has snow map in the title and it will get a ton of views. People are like, really? Wow.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
They barely care who the players are. They're just like, yes, a snow map game.
That's hilarious.
Just such a unique thing to see. Go figure. Brood War's a funny animal. Hey, look, Stats is making Colossus again.
Whoa.
What? Third base timing a little bit sooner, maybe, than the last game?
I mean, I think Bunny's in a better spot than the last game, yeah. Because Stats took the 5 probe kills. Bunny's got his 3rd. He was completely prepared for the attack that was coming his way. And so maybe Bunny is going to be set up and have a better opportunity this game. And here we actually see him moving out now. Stats coming in from multiple angles. Will the Medivacs be guarded? Yes, they will. In comes Bunny.
Yeah, this is pretty intimidating. I like the Marauders in the mix. Concussive Shell is just about done, which is going to be really useful in the upcoming battle.
Oh, here comes the Stalkers.
3, 2, 1. All right, Concussive Shell is up. The blink, you can blink out of being slowed, though. First Colossus of the day joining, second Colossus of the day joining the party. Bunny goes home. No, 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 no. Wait, what?
Yeah, I was surprised to see him go home. I mean, he is on 3 bases, so economically he's fine.
True, true.
And doesn't necessarily need to be pressured to get damage done, as he's actually up on workers too. Maybe he's just going to wait for Vikings. One of the things I want to say that Bunny's done this game is he's really gone for tanks, which isn't something we've seen a whole lot of.
It's not. And it can be pretty powerful versus Protoss, but if there's a lot of tanks, Protoss will just kind of skip around them. Just not engage with the sieged tanks and be fine anyway.
Here comes Stats. He's got a Prism joining up with this. He's just finished charge. He's got +1 attack on the way. There's a chance Stats may be looking for a big fight. Bunny's going to need to siege up his tanks and get his reinforcements in position.
Yeah, it can be hard to get in there the higher the tank count gets with your Protoss army. They're just so good against Colossus. They outrange them. They do bonus damage versus them. The Zealots don't do super well from distance either. Stalkers don't trade well. But again, it's just a matter of, okay, you want to have tanks, you're going to be slow. You're not really going to be able to maneuver that well. And anytime you siege up, I'll just move around you. So we'll see if this changes stats. Oh, he is making High Templar here. Has he made any Archons or High Templar in the series so far?
I think he got High Templar. He started a Templar Archives. I know that much on Golden Wall.
Okay. You know what? I actually remember he did have a couple Archons because they got EMP'd in one of the previous games.
Oh, okay.
So he did. This isn't new.
Now Stats is going to have to deal with an attack that's coming from Bunny. Vikings, siege tanks, moving towards the third. If those tanks set up behind the rocks, it could be real nasty for the Protoss.
There's that siege mode sound. It's a lot scarier in Brood War, but here in Starcraft 2, it's not something you want to hear either. All right, let the shelling begin. You take down that pylon.
Yeah, this could be a really great fight. And oh, the Vikings getting on the Colossus. Stats not prepared.
Got one of them. Oh, wait. Oh, shield battery, not
just
enough.
goes down.
Yeah, just that burst damage. Really enough here. This Nexus is... I don't think Stats has enough to save it here. He's just going to focus it down. There it goes. Nexus down.
Yeah, Bunny's looking really good this game. He had a great read on Stats' opening, and now he's killed the Protoss' third. He's fighting against the Protoss' army, and this is looking real promising for the Terran. Stats has got a Disruptor that just popped out. Will he get a good Nova off? That's the question. He fires out the Nova, but Bunny does pull back.
Yeah, third base down here. Stats is saturating a replacement third base, which is really useful, and he needs it at this point in the game. But those tanks behind those rocks sitting back and shelling and really not ever dying was a huge part of the victory there for Bunny.
Yeah.
Shield battery gets focused down. Again, walk into the tank fire, Stats, Bunny says. I'll let you come in here all day long.
If Bunny was going to win a game, I think it would be this one. As we see, he's got a very nice supply lead. Stats is fighting with a small number of units. Another Disruptor comes on in. It's got to get that Nova out immediately. It does help push Bunny back, but the Terran's still coming forward. He feels confident enough. He feels there's not enough Protoss to pose a threat right now, and Stats taps out. Bunny puts a point on the board.
Hey, Bunny makes it happen. Yeah, it's that tank count and the positioning he was able to get up on that third base.
Mm-hmm.
I bet Stats is never going to take that as a third base again.
Probably not. Well done by Bunny.
Yeah, sitting behind those rocks is so protected. That was beautiful. That was great. Okay, so Stats. Looking a little human here.
Mm-hmm.
Losing that third base. Bunny's economy was great that game. Getting the tanks out was a genius stroke. And then just the splits against the Disruptors, too, were they were super, super great. Some really nice splits in that final part of the engagement. Oof. Looks like we're gonna hop on into our next game here, which we're asking Stats about. Thanks everybody for being here. At that 300 viewer count, very happy to see that. Trying to increase that, week by week, event by event. Mm-hmm. So the more you can talk about the Africa World events, the more you can tweet about them, put them on Facebook, share them to Reddit, things like that. Upvote them if you see them on Reddit, and just get more visibility out here, and more people can come out and have a good time. So yeah, we're going to be on Dathara, which has a lot of pretty flowers on it. Very fun visually. And looks like everybody is ready to go. So let's move on into our next match here. Again, it's a 2-1 lead for Stats in our best of 7. It's a hill to climb if you're Bunny, but based on that last game, it doesn't look impossible.
Yeah, I think that game was just a good example of build orders. Anyway, here we are in the bottom right-hand side of the map. He's got one. Let's see if he can get a second. It's Bunny.
And in the top left, it's our blue Protoss. That's looking kind of human.
Yeah, I mean, if we really look at that build, Bunny played completely to the way Stats was playing. Like, he's like, okay, the Protoss is going for the delayed economy, so I'll get up my own third CC while also being safe with some low-cost harassment. And then he just followed it into a big push. And the positioning on that map really helped him out, too.
Yeah, for sure. There are certain spots that tanks love to live in.
Zoom.
Probes bring their kids to this thing every Saturday. I still think your moving walkway idea needs to happen.
Oh, that would be awesome.
It'd
Just
be
like
so
a factory map with conveyor belts everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, like everything, right? Everything on this level is just conveyor belts going different directions all the
That'd
time.
be great. Yeah.
It'd be a mess. The players would hate it.
Everything's alive, like something out of Willy Wonka or whatever.
We contact our map makers and see if we can do it.
Okay, probe goes wee 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 all the way home. Except maybe not all the way home. Ooh. Stats hasn't built his extra pylon yet. Wait, yes he has, pardon me. But his third pylon. Nope. That's not the spot. Maybe this is the spot. Wait a second. I'm stats. Do I do this kind of thing? No. No, I don't. Except maybe. Maybe a Dark Shrine. I'll think about it. Okay, yeah. Oh, Bunny loses one SCV, but had a spare sitting in the bunker, ready to finish off that CC. Funny interaction.
Wow, Stats Dark Shrining it at 3 minutes, yo.
Ooh, I like it.
Me too. I support Dark Templar immensely. Oh, Bunny. Are you ready for this? Are you ready to get Dark Templar in the face?
Absolutely he is. Does Stats start up charge or something so Bunny thinks something's researching? He dumps a fake chrono into it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Bunny's like, all right, cool. Charger, blink probably. Nice.
So, I thought there was a tell on the Templar archives that you could see when it was actually researching something or not, or am I mistaken?
Yeah, I think Fear Dragon actually had a video about that last week. Like the two little pylons in the front, I think they move up and down, like if something's actually researching.
Yeah, because
so maybe Bunny recognized it.
Because there'll be times which I'll be playing and I'll see a Twilight Council and I'll be like, I think it's researching, but it's got that like that light that goes on regardless.
Yeah, but
of whether
the two
it's
little things on the
researching.
front move up and down.
Okay.
I imagine we'll get something researched there before this game is over. We'll have to go back and check.
Probably, yeah, but for now we got a train of DTs moving in towards Bunny's base. Bunny has one mule on the map. He's got 20 energy to go before he has a single scan.
His energy for 0 scans currently.
This is a sad time to be a bunny. Oh no.
It's not great.
Oh no.
Oh, tank though.
Oh,
Okay.
poor bunny.
All right. Oh, all right.
Better build a Raven so that I can defend my non-alive workers at the end of this.
Oh,
Stats kind of plays it a little bit derpy, but he's already killed 25 SCVs. He loses 9 while this is going on to something, but Bunny is on 13 workers. Doesn't have a scan for this remaining DT. Stats just bopped Bunny.
So for everybody watching who has ever died to a DT rush, it happens to the pros.
Yes, it does
It's
indeed.
not just you, I promise.
That's 29 workers killed. 2
so
more
like-
DTs run in. There's not even a turret or a Raven yet. Oh, no.
Props to Bunny for not just quitting at this point, but like...
Oh, man, he is so dead. Stats is like, I'll kill your bunker. GG. There we go.
You can't cancel a salvage, can you?
No, you can't.
I don't know why he bothered attacking it. It was already dead. Whatever, it's fine. It's over.
Huh, that was...
finished.
I don't know, guys. That was painful.
It was real painful.
And that's why Stats did that, because he's Stats. No one is like, oh, Stats, I better watch out for DTs.
I don't know. Like, if I was playing Stats, I don't think I'd rule anything out, to be honest. Brutal. Brutal outcome. Again, thank everybody for hanging out here. Let's see if we can get into our next map, but appreciate you sticking with us today, even with a bit of a delay we had earlier. Happy to see you guys sticking around, enjoying some more Starcraft 2. Looks like Bunny thought about it and decided to go for Eternal.
Eternal's a good map for Terran.
Empire. That is a good map. I think what we need now is a cannon rush.
No. Cannon rushes are garbage against Terran.
I know, but I want to see Stats do it. I want to see it be a cannon rush that turns into Proxy Immortals.
Yeah. I could dig it.
Better. With the shield batteries, and I want him to build a Nexus in Bunny's natural so that he can use the overcharge ability.
Yes. Let's see some of that.
That's what I want. I want him to build a Nexus in Bunny's natural base for shenanigans. Oh, Call Me Topin says if you destroy the bunker before it's salvaged fully, the Terran doesn't get the refund.
Yes,
So
I misunderstood what you said.
Yeah, okay. I know I asked if you could cancel the salvage, which that's what I wanted to know, but that's actually really good to know.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
There is a reason to attack it, even though it is going to die anyway, and that is financial. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we are in the bottom left-hand side of the map. It's Kazi Bunny.
And in the top right, needs one more game to finish this off. It is Stats. Battle Cruiser Rush.
I'd be fine with it.
It's got to be so bad against Protoss, though, right? I've never seen it tried.
I mean, TY does it, but when TY does it and wins, it's usually because he's better than the Protoss in the first place.
Okay. So it's not like he's doing it against Stats, for example.
That's most things TY does. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. It's just, the problem is that Stalkers are too good. Stalkers are so good against battle cruisers.
Yeah, they really are.
That bonus versus armored, they have good range, they're zippy.
And like, shield batteries, too.
Well, I had Stalkers anyway, so... And yes, shield batteries, because the battle cruisers don't do burst damage, at least until they get Yamato. It's just sustained low-level damage, which shield batteries love to heal against.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Okay, proxy racks from Bunny. Stats knows how to react to this. He goes Cybercore, fires up his Nexus anyway, like a boss.
Mm-hmm.
He's checking for the rack's location. Sees an SCV comes in.
No bunkers for you, he says.
That's exactly what he says.
Yeah. Cybercore finishing up. Shield battery probably will be placed at the natural base. Probe's just like, hey, I'm watching you guys work.
Imagine you're an SCV on the job site. You're just in like in a trench or something that you've dug, and then it's just you just see a probe lurking over the top. You're just, oh no, looking at you from behind the wall. That's the thing of nightmares right there.
Just staring at you with his big blue eye.
He's just staring there menacingly.
Not even attacking. Like, why isn't it attacking? What does it know that I don't know? Oh, Reaper! Oof, gets out. Almost kills that Zealot, which is a major victory. Killing a Zealot as a Reaper is like 18,000 shots.
Yeah. The Zealot survived, though. I'm a survivor, he says.
He's tough.
Shield battery in the main for stats, which is nice. Doesn't hurt when there's 2 Reapers out on the map.
I don't see why not. Stargate coming in, which really can't be anything other than Phoenix. He hasn't made oracles against Terran at all in this tournament.
Oh, look at this, an armory.
Okay.
Bunny making use of that new requirement for...
Widow Mines.
Yeah, so they'll be cloaked. However,
Yes.
Revelation's now half the price and Stats is going Stargate.
Yeah, but he's not going to make any oracles.
That's
I'd
true.
be shocked. I'd be shocked
Yeah.
if he makes any oracles.
He's gone Phoenix all game.
They just have more utility. And there it is.
There
Phoenix
she blows.
Numero uno. Yeah, so the presence of the armory makes the Widow Mines permanently cloaked when they're burrowed, but it doesn't help them burrow more quickly, which is what Drilling Claws is still for.
But honestly, they still burrow at a decent pace, and it's really just the requirement for an observer to be there that makes it really, really nice to have the armory.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. Sneaky, sneaky medevac.
Okay, the
Reaper.
Phoenix are there. There's only 2, and there's going to be 4 mines. Phoenix can only lift 1 unit at a time, so we're going to see some Widow Mines burrow. Stats pulls probes, but good connections.
Alright. Yeah. And perma-cloaked for the win.
Those should maybe get another shot off. Observers
Yeah.
being chrono boosted out by Stats, but yeah.
I think they'll each get one more shot off.
It's gonna be real close.
It is going to be super close. The chrono boost is real nice. Oh, come on, Widow Mines. You can do it. We believe.
Yeah, they're gonna shoot. Phoenix lifts 1. Oh, and they lift... No, it does shoot.
Hey! That one they got a hit off. 2 more probes die. That's better than nothing.
Yeah, better than a poke in the eye. Okay, taking a look. We see Bunny behind this is just macroing up. He's got a good worker count compared to that of Stats.
That's not bad. Robotics Bay coming in from Stats again. Probably going for those Colossus. And then into Disruptor.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That is correct. Third base in a bit of trouble. And a Cyclone. Is that our first Cyclone of the series?
Maybe.
I don't know that lifting was the right idea here. I kind of feel like allowing the Phoenix and the Stalkers to hit your thing
He's
is...
just got to pull SCVs and repair it. But he couldn't have left it on the ground with the Zealots, I guess.
That's true. The Zealots are a problem.
Darned if you do, darned if you don't. Or darned if you do, slightly less darned if you don't.
Welcome to Starcraft.
Yep.
In a nutshell. Orbital command smoking. But not on fire. Phoenix coming on in. There is a turret, but they're dodging it pretty ably, lifting and killing several of these SCVs right now. Even be able to get the Cyclone, but they decide to flee in shame instead after getting their kills. Concussive shell on the way from Bunny, working on that armor as you do for your bio, make it a little bit tankier. And charge coming in from stats. Ooh, go to the Twilight.
Oh, good idea.
No. Huh. I thought for sure they did like a more aggressive kind of up and down thing.
Are they just
Or is that
it? Is that what we're supposed to be able to see? Or are the lights any different?
I don't think so. Hey, chrono boost it so we can see it finish stats.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Yeah, Bunny pushing up towards the third Cyclone. Dies
Oh,
instantly.
wow, he's going for it. There's that battery overcharge. 2 Colossus get disabled. The Terran is putting out a lot of damage right now.
Auto turret doing some work. Helps take down that
Whoa,
Colossus.
Bunny striking hard at Stats. The battery overcharge kept those units alive long enough, though. And Stats has the Phoenix come back in time. Bunny went for a very bold attack. It didn't quite work out, though.
Kind of like it. Killed 2 Colossus, killed a bunch of Stalkers and stuff. Could have been worse.
Could have been worse, that's for sure.
But losing everything is not ideal. So.
Now, what happens if he pauses for a second and he focuses down the shield battery?
Ah, interesting question. That might have changed things. Just a little bit of awareness as to where that is and what a target it is.
I mean, pro gamers don't have the feel for what's the right decision yet in regards to the shield battery, so I don't honestly know if it would have been the right thing to do, but maybe. Okay. Bunny is now going to be moving towards the 4th base of stats. I do like this. If he can get his bio on the space, it'll be good for him. Over stats, moves into position to intercept this. Fourth is on the way for Bunny. He's making Vikings. +2 attack on the way. Stats, however, does have 2/2 on the way. Now Bunny starts up his armor.
And the longer the game goes on, trickier it is for Bunny. Zealot unload. Getting some of these SCVs. Warp Prism. Unloads another one at the 3rd base. Gets another SCV there. The healing is nice. Zealots are still alive in the main. What is this? Up to the north there.
Ah, he's researching Blink now.
Dang it! That's a pretty fast upgrade, though. We'll get there.
We shall. This is what we want to learn from this game now.
Yes,
4th base, command center is moving over. Gonna be getting secured up for Bunny, which is nice. He's making a good Viking count. Stats is gonna have his disruptors, though, and DTs. And the amount of ways that those 2 things pull Terran, it just seems really tough for Bunny to handle.
Sure does. Dark Shine, 50% complete. Blink is done. Let's go check it out.
So yeah, the arms aren't... Or no, they're still going up and down.
Is there no visual difference on the Twilight Council when it's researching something? What is this?
I don't think there is.
I could have sworn Fear Dragon had a video about this.
I know, it's been mentioned before. I thought there was a slight one, but I see no difference.
I'm looking it up.
And I think there definitely should be, but maybe I'm just blind. Zealot counterattack is quite nice from stats, or just Zealot run by. Kills 7 SCVs. Pulls Bunny all the way home. Copenhagen DOS says the lights are slower now. Oh, I guess so, yeah.
Hey, what?
He says the lights are slower.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That is so hard to tell.
That's really hard to tell. No wonder Bunny got fooled by it in the last game.
Yep. Yep, indeed. But then do the lights move faster if they're just chrono boosted, even if it's not researching anything?
Oh, I need more science.
This is a big if true moment. That is a lot of bio for Bunny. However, there's 6 disruptors for stats. There's a DT Zealot counterattack about to annihilate his 4th base. That's gone. His 3rd base is being hit by Zealots. There's a Prism in his main base, too. Oh, no, Bunny.
Oh, no, Bunny. It's like, I gotta engage.
He's hitting the 4th base, getting some good damage done. A ton of DTs get warped in, though, to hit this location. Bunny is going to EMP the Templar, which is a nice job. The Vikings are coming in, attacking the Colossus. This is a good angle for Bunny with his bio. He's dodging the Disruptor Novas. Seems that there's more coming out. One more Nova pops out. The Colossus have taken Viking shots. It's looking pretty close. Bunny has taken a ton of damage, 32 SCVs worth back at home. However, he is pushing in towards Stats' base. He's shooting that Colossus again and again.
He does take it down. Disruptors at the back waiting for their cooldowns to come up here. Are they just abandoning the Nexus? They're abandoning the Nexus.
Wow, yeah, that's very significant. However,
yeah, Bunny's 3rd base is a no-show. Bunny's natural base is just obliterated. The number of SCVs dead here is just insane. 49, 50, 52.
Oh, and then the DTs on the army. Does Bunny even have a scan? He drops EMP on the Disruptors, hoping to snipe them down faster, but Stats is just annihilating Bunny. 50 SCVs dead back at home. DTs still haven't been cleaned up. GG, Stats takes the 4-1.
Stats coming through strong, looking good.
Boys.
Yeah, ends up going a total of 7-2 against the Terran opponents he played today. Not bad.
Really well done by Stats.
Very good win-loss record. Congratulations, Stats gets the win. Thanks everyone for hanging out there in chat with us too. Appreciate the views. Appreciate the matcherinos. Again, code AW60. You can still do it. It's still open. The window is there.
Yeah, thanks so much to everyone for tuning in today. If you did enjoy the stream, make sure to go ahead and follow Falcon Paladin and I on Twitter. Congrats to Stats for winning out against Bunny, just in a very dominant fashion.
Yeah, and his performance against Cure was very impressive too, considering how well Cure has been playing. So, no question, Stats looking really good here in Africa World number 60. That's another trophy to his trophy case.
Yeah, do you have anything else to add before we head out?
I mean, if you want to know when the next events are going to be, just want to check out us on Twitter. Our names are pretty unique. You can find us out there pretty easily. We do tweet about events that are coming up. It's usually every couple of weeks. Sometimes it's longer. Sometimes there are breaks. But if you want to know when the next one is, follow us on Twitter, and that's where you can find that information.
Yeah, and once again, before we do head out, make sure to check out that Matcherino. The coupon code is AW60. We certainly have some more coupon codes that we can still use. Thanks to everyone who has contributed to the Matcherino. And thanks to all the players for coming out, and thanks to Afrika TV for sponsoring the event. We'll be back for Afrika World 61 sometime probably within the next 2 weeks.
That's usually how it works. All right. Thanks, everybody, again. Take care of yourself. Stay safe during this time of uncertainty. And until then, we'll see you next time.
Take care.